Yes guys, okay, today I'm going to dive into an older track of mine which is called Roskill. It was released on Knee Deep in Sound in 2021. Seems like an age away now. We're in 2025. But yeah, it's a good time for me to dive into this because I've actually got another one on Knee Deep in Sound coming at the end of April. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll post a breakdown on that when the time comes. But also somebody dropped in the DMs and asked me if I could do breakdowns of more melodic type tracks, like Roskill. So I thought, what a great place to start is Roskill. Now, yeah, I've just been having a look at the project. I've actually moved laptops since doing this, so bear with me. A few of the plugins are missing. I think a couple of the samples are missing as well. So let's just make the best of it. So around that time, 2021, Bontan was starting to transition into this sort of tribal Afro sound that he's now got. And as a part of that, he made a pack of kick drums and sent to me and a few other producers. And yeah, we used them in a couple of tracks. They're really nice. So that sort of launched this track and got me to start building on it. And yeah, the drums pretty simple, you know, nothing crazy going on in the top drums. Pretty simple stuff. Nice shakers again to lean into that organic sound. Where the high drums are, you know, more like tech house, minimal tech sounding. Unfortunately, one of the samples, the rain, has disappeared, so I don't know where that's gone, but you get the idea. It's a bit of ambience that's sat underneath the track for most of it, by the look of it. Same with these cicadas. You know, and these types of recordings are a big inspiration for this track and a reason that it came about. And I was living in New Zealand at the time of doing this, so my whole mindset and headspace was where this mood for the track is. You know, it's quite organic, but it's also kind of garagey. So nice atmospheric cicada recording with some sidechain and EQ. Utility to automate the volume. Nothing fancy going on there. But there's another ambient recording underneath. This is one I took again on my travels in Chile, Santiago. So again, just gives it a nice organic feel and sets the tone for the whole track really. So also in the drums, I'm going to mute all. I'm going to silence all the drums actually, so we can start to hear these come together. Drums and ambience. You know, with the congas and the birds, it really does set a tone for this. This is taking me back to where I was at the time. Now, a key part of this track is this distorted sound. This is really what helped me define this track, you know. And it's a very simple sound, I've got to say. It's just a Ableton preset called Clear Icon, which is the collision instrument. And you know, I would never normally use that day to day, but for some reason that day I decided to go for it, and it, yeah, like I said, it defined this track. It reminds me of Eric Prydz On Off. For those that don't know On Off, go check that out. That is an absolute classic. So yeah, it's just that simple Clear Icon preset. Then I've processed it. They've done a little bit of processing there. There's nothing major. And then I've done some EQ just to tame off the tops, and then that saturation. My favourite chorus, so I was still using that back in like 2021. It's just such a powerful, very subtle but powerful chorus. And so that sort of bridges the gap between the drums and the melody for me with this track, because it's quite percussive. It fits in perfectly with all these drums. but it also sits so well underneath the chords. Now sadly again, the main sound for the chord was from FM8, which I don't have anymore. But yeah, thank God I recorded some of them as audio, because there's a few layers here. So I think these probably would have come from FM8 as well, but rather than running 3 instances of it, and now I'm grateful I did, I bounced them as audio. And this again was another synth, CZV, I don't even know what that is anymore, but they were making up the main synth. But yeah, I'm afraid this is all I've got left in the project. But yeah, fits so well with this. Then underneath we've got the bass. Again, on the bass channel, it's just my usual. It's the track spacer, a bit of sidechain, then an EQ. But what's interesting to note here is the layers of the bass, because we've got the rees, which is sort of all you can hear in the main track. That does dominate the bass, I think, or at least you think it does. The actual sub is coming from this one shot, which is more of a pattern. At least in the main bit, it's more of a pattern with the reeds on top, which is what fills the space for sure, but the sub is coming from this low end. And yeah, when the chord change happens, it looks like I moved the one shot to a long note instead of the chopped up one. So there's the main A section into this sort of chorus section, I suppose. The birds are way too loud now. Turn them down. Yeah, then there's some simple effects, which is just white noise. I've done a very ghetto looking chop to extend it. I mean, yeah, automated the volume. It's pretty simple stuff, but as always, sound selection is everything, and the programming of those sounds is really what makes the track. Just a nice bit of filtered white noise. But yeah, for me, I wanted this track to be anthemic. You know, the title, for those that have noticed, the project's called NZ Festival Sounds for Dallas, who is actually one of the singers for Fat Freddy's Drop. I think I intended him to sing on this, but that never happened. And to be honest, it's great as an instrumental. So yeah, this is the Knee Deep in Sound version with a bigger build. So we went through a few versions as always, and these were the results. It's cool to know people want to see breakdowns of these tracks. Something's way out of whack there now. Yeah. So yes guys, that is Roskill on Knee Deep in Sound from 2021. I've got a second one coming on Knee Deep in Sound at the end of April. I will look at recording a breakdown for that soon. Until then, peace.